sat that day at the Broken Egg, and I was on the phone with Mr. Simmons, and I will never forget it. I shared it at the press conference. I will never forget his words. He said to me, Dick, at the end, the doctor said, the oncologist said simply, there's nothing else we can do. Please let Dylan enjoy every moment he has. And Dylan was fighting and fighting to want to go on. Young 14-year-older, chasing dreams like all of us. Cancer, as one doctor wrote me, he said, Dick, their scoreboard's not winning and losing games. Their scoreboard is a loss of humility, a loss of pride, the pain, the hurt. Well, that father, that night, I will never forget it. And you're here, you could share it as well. He said to me, he said, we called Dylan, and his mom and I said, Dylan, stop fighting so hard. Enjoy every moment you're here, Dylan, because now you're going to go to a better place. And Dylan came back and said, but Mom and Dad, I don't want to go to a better place. I want to stay with you. I want to be with you. My God, it tore my heart out. I think about those situations. I think about those beautiful, beautiful kids. We've had over the years 10 kids. We have a flyer that have either been at the gala or their parents. You don't know the names. We do. Eddie Livingston, Adrian Littlejohn. I spoke at his funeral. The toughest speech I ever had to give. I speak all over the nation for Harry and the Washington Speakers Bureau. But standing in front of a mom and dad, watching them put their child to rest, tore my heart out. Tore my heart out. Couldn't believe it. I'm selfish. I got 5 beautiful grandkids. They're playing in tennis tournaments, Little League games. They're out there playing. And I know that we need dollars to be able to eliminate the problems and the youngsters and the people I talked about that are here. The Kellys are here. The Kellys, I spoke to them. February 19th, they lost their child. I got a call from Anthony Grant of Alabama. He said, a family, Dick, they were so close to us. They came to all our games, and we got to know little Luke really well. And Luke lost his life. He said, Dick, I want to bring him to your event, the mom and dad, to feel what you people do. Well, I called the dad up and we spoke. Anthony got a new job with Billy Donovan with Oklahoma. But Anthony, your respect I have for you has grown, man. Your character as a man. Anthony said, I'm going to be there tonight with the Kellys. I want them to see this. Anthony Grant, please let's give a hand to the Kelly family who's here as well. I close with this. I close with this in the bottom of my heart. We have some good news for many of you as well. That your dollars do work. We have in the crowd today, they don't mean much to you, but they mean to me. I've gotten to know these kids. Jake Taraska. Oh my God, every coach in this room. John Calipari, Bob Huggins, Jimbo Fisher, Jim Boeheim, right down the line, Lovey. They would love to coach this kid. He was told he would not walk. He was told he would not talk. He was told that his life was in jeopardy. But he went on and kept fighting and believing with the support of his mom and dad and his family and all the people working so hard. I'm so proud to say the dollar's work. Today, my friends, you know what he does? Talk about helping people. He came down to visit me with a check for $10,200 that he went out and raised through putting on a baseball marathon. He's an outstanding now high school baseball player in our area, and he's cancer-free. Jake Taraska, please, a big hand. I think about a youngster. I've fallen in love with her, man. She looks like Shirley Temple. She was told, I told Julie, Jim's wife, Lou Earl, we pointed her out on the screen. She was told when she had Ewing sarcoma, oh my God, it's going to be tough to really survive that. Couldn't tell it to Tatum. She was such a fighter, and she beat it. For about a year and a half later, she gets hit again with lung cancer. She beats that. She is now, you know what she does? These kids amaze me. Talk about unselfish. Talk about extending a hand when we wanted all our athletes not to be about themselves, but to be about a team, for togetherness and effort and attitude and mental toughness. That's what winners have. And the kids I'm talking about have such mental tenacity. And what Tatum does, because I went with her. I went with her Riley Children's Hospital to Final Four. They called up and wanted me to go there. And I went to visit a bunch of kids, and Tatum came with me. She makes up Tatum's bags of fun. She fills up these bags and brings them to all these kids because Tatum was so excited when I saw her there, and her mom and dad are here at the hospital. She said, Dickie V, 5 years. I'm cancer-free now. Isn't that an amazing cancer-free, a 2-time cancer survivor? I think about Kyle Peters sitting back there, baseball star, Little League, doing a great job here in Sarasota. One day comes home and says, I got pain in my head. And mother does what? Advil, take a rest, heating pads. Well, ultimately became inoperable brain cancer. But you couldn't hold Kyle back. Today, Kyle is cancer-free and can't do enough to help other kids. I think about a young girl sitting here, Skylar Dunn. How would you have her guts? She has formed an army of 10,000 people across through Twitter and Instagram, all out there trying to support pediatric cancer. She only did about 800 doses of chemotherapy. And she smiles and is good looking and is as special as can be. A winner in the game of life, Skylar Dunn. Please give her a hand. I think about a youngster we have with us. What about a little guy? Yes, I met him at a awards banquet where I received this award, which I don't know why, but I got it, the Heart of Gold Award, and they had youngsters there. And I fell in love with this kid, and we invited him here, Josh Fisher. 6 years old, Joshua. Ready for this? What if I told you 1,600 doses of chemotherapy, smiling, and he can't do enough. Cole Iker, he gets $5,400 from his buddies, and what does Cole do? Brain cancer, had surgery, buddies rallied, they raised money for him. So I don't want the money. Give the money to some charity that does work to help kids. Tell me that's not a winner. I could go on and on, but I'll close with the last one that is special to me and my family. About a year ago, IMG represents me, and we got a call. My agents called me and said, Ryan Seacrest has called and would like Dick to go to the Dallas Children's Hospital and would like him to visit a bunch of kids that are there. He has built these studios in the hospitals Ryan has done, and celebrities, when they're in the town, go in and talk to kids through some way where they can't get out of their rooms, and you're able to talk back and forth with them. Well, they brought out a bunch of kids that were able to get out of their rooms and had basketballs there. We signed them. It was one youngster, I could still see him. His eye was just ripped apart by cancer, and he was bouncing a ball, smiling. His parents were so excited. And there were kids there, they told me were terminally ill. And as we got out and left, my agent and I, Susan and my wife, and we got in the car to get ready to go do a Sports Center hit for ESPN, Susan turned to me and she said, I cannot believe it, what those parents must go through. The pain every day coming to the hospital, pleading and hoping and dreaming for a miracle to save their child. It must be unbelievable. Well, 2 weeks later, I got a phone call from Susan after the Final Four, and she was in tears. I said, what's the matter, Susan? You're not going to believe this. I've helped you so much, going to all these events, going all over. I can't believe. She said, Dickie V, I am now one of those parents. My little son, they told me his fevers after doing tests has turned to be leukemia. Well, I could tell you this, the great news, he's here tonight. She's a Syracuse graduate. She's proud of Jimmy B and Syracuse success. And a little son, Jared, is wearing his Syracuse orange tie. I'm so happy. I went to visit him in the hospital. He was going through chemo in New Jersey. But today, he looks $1 million. It's because research works. Research works. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I would have never in my wildest dreams ever thought we'd be sitting here, John and I have been coming here for years, thinking that we have $12.7 million. But it's not enough. I told the press today, please, I beg you to write about it. Only 4% of every dollar raised for cancer research goes to pediatrics. That, my friends, is a crime. These kids should not be doing chemo and radiation. They should be playing like my grandkids, man, tennis and baseball. And the only way is those doctors need dollars, need research dollars. I beg you in my last words tonight, and I know you're not going to let me down. I want in this room tonight to be able to stand and face this crowd at the end of the night and say we have hit our goal tonight, which John and I and the people in the V Foundation, my goal tonight is $2.3 million. And if we do that, it will give us $15 million in the 10 years. And we will be on our way because we're going to save lives. I thank you. I love you. God bless you so much. Okay, now I want to introduce you my all-courageous team. My team of cancer survivors that I talked about some of them here to you. Let's bring them up right now. Let's start with Kyle Peters. Come on, Kyle. Okay. Had brain cancer, cancer-free. What about my guy, little Joshua? 1,600 doses of chemo. Come on up here, Joshua. Erin Kiselewski. Come on up, Erin. Leukemia. Her family can't do enough. Skylar Dunn. 800 doses of chemo. Here's my guy with his Syracuse tie on. Jared Ruscio. Jared. Susan Son. Cole Eicher. Come on up, Cole. Come on up, Cole. My guy, Jake Taraska. Come on up, Jake. Baseball player. Here comes up. Are you kidding? Love this little girl, Tatum Parker. You're not that little anymore, Tatum. And this little sweetheart, she could not dance anymore because of her cancer. So now she sings, and on iTunes, her music, she sells it, and you should hear her sing. She sang it on a telethon. I'm telling you, she's phenomenal. Her name, come on, Marissa Petty. Come up here, Marissa. That's my all-courageous team. Give them a big hand. Give them a big, big hand. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. The famous words of Jimmy V. Thank you. God bless.